Hello, guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kari. I live in Jamaica. I moved to Jamaica from Russia, and for more than 10 years, I've been dancehall dancer, and dancehall brought me to Jamaica. I want to start um, a series of episodes. Can I say that? I don't know. I want to start some episodes about my journey in dancehall, and I want to share with you all my story from the very first time when I was introduced to dancehall to the last moment when I decided to stop dancing dancehall. I will try to tell you everything, not everything, because if I'm gonna say everything, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. I don't want this. I'm gonna filter something, but still, I'm gonna try to be so honest. I'm gonna try to speak from my heart, and I'm gonna just try to share my truth because I believe my story is unique, and same time a lot of people have kind of similar story. Well, first of all, my YouTube started growing, and I feel so happy. Every day I see like um not hundreds but dozens of comments, and every time I go to my YouTube channel, I see the number of followings growing. And thank you so much, guys. Is you just can't imagine. It just inspire me to just sit and make more videos, share more of my stories. Yes, I got some hate comments, but it's not a grow in social media if you don't get any hate comments. And thank you guys so much for your support, because my first video what I made about how why I moved to Jamaica from Russia, I really was worried because it was my first long video, and I was so worried. Like I was like shaking because I didn't know if I say things right. But the more videos I make, the more calm I feel. And guys, with your support, I just feel so great because I receive so much comments when you guys say your English is good, just continue, and it's inspired me so much. Thank you. Well, I don't know how many parts we're going to have because it's 10 years of my life, but I'll try to make all of these parts not more than 20-25 minutes, because I wanted these videos to make comfortable for you to watch. I mean, I could just sit and speak for 3 hours, but I understand, but it's more easy for you guys to watch shorter videos. I mean, like 20-25 minutes. Well, let's start. Um, in 2008, I live in small city near Moscow. I was born in Ukraine. My mother is Ukrainian, and my father, he is from Russia. And I'm half of Ukrainian, half of Russian. But I was born in Ukraine, but my parents, in like about 1 year after I, uh, how to say that, birth, in 1 year after my life, my parents decided to move to Russia, and most of my life I spent in Russia. And we live in small city near Moscow because my parents didn't like the small cities or big cities, sorry, and they more like the vibe of small cities. Well, most of my life I spent in this small city in Russia. I didn't really go to the Moscow. Moscow is the capital of Russia, beautiful big city, but I didn't really go there often. And my life in this small city was kind of regular, like regular life in Russia. Not like in Jamaica, but like regular life in Russia. And in 2008, I saw one girl. I always wanted to dance, right? But um, we didn't really had places in my small city where you could learn how to dance this more street dances like hip hop, even like dancehall. Like no one was teaching dancehall in my city. And in 2008, one girl, she was studying in Moscow, and on the weekends she started going to this small city because it's just one and a half hour on train. And she started going to this small city because her parents live there, and she started teaching over there. And she started teaching dances like hip hop. We were listening Notorious Big, Tupac, and all these things. Like I said, a hip hop, a hip to the hip. I started learning how to dance Running Man and crisscross and all of that things. And I just fell in love with dancing. I was like, wow, dancing is something I want to be with for a long time. In After like 1 year of regular classes twice a week on the weekends, me and my sister, actually my cousin, we just in Russia we just call cousins our sisters, like some Russian thing. And after 1 year, we came first time in dance camp. If you don't know what does it mean dance camp, I'm gonna explain you because this is gonna be the big part when we come to dance hall. Dance camp is the place where you actually go, like some type of I don't know this special word you can use for this, like some kind of camp where all people live together. They have like rooms, they have some place where they dance, they have place to eat and everything. Like you literally live in that place 5, 7, 10 days, depends of which camp is that, and you just dancing 24/7. Well, when I came to this first camp in 2009, after 1 year of dancing, and we're not talking about dance hall yet, okay? I didn't know nothing about dancehall that time, but I think it's important for you to listen how I started to dancing. And first time I saw the legendary dancers, it's like Buddha Stage, Poppin' Pete, and a lot of different great dancers. Like they're so amazing in that sphere. And when I saw these kind of old people, I was like, because in my reality, you have to do something normal, like to go and have job at office, to do some normal job, like all normal people do. But when I saw these dancers on the stage dancing and giving you this vibe and teaching you how to dance, I look at them and I remember that day when I look at one of these people and I was like, oh my god, this is my dream. This is exactly what I want to do in my life. This day change everything. Not day, but these 7 days or 6 days. I don't remember how many days it was. All that week, it just changed my life. And my parents wanted me to be a doctor or at least nurse, and they sent me in medical school. I was telling them I want to be a dancer, I want to be a teacher, but they, as a most of Russian parents, they're just like, no, it's not good for you. How you gonna make money? Like it's so hard to get succeed in that. And I was just like, okay. I went to medical school and I was just studying, somehow, because I just wanted to get this diploma, give it to my parents, and be like, okay, you got it, take it. Now let me live my life. Well, from 2008 to 2013, I was dancing hip hop and all these other street dances. I'm not gonna go deep into that. It was a great time, and we travel a lot. We go to different places, different dance camp, different workshops. We went to workshop to like legendary dancers, and it was such an amazing time. But um in 2012, 2013, hip hop started to change, and the music changed. People didn't really dance on this old school, I call it old school, I don't really know how people in hip hop call it right now, like all this great old school music when you hear the beat. And hip hop started to be more electronic, you know. And I didn't really like it. I didn't like where hip hop started going, and I was like, I don't feel it anymore. Because that time when I was dancing hip hop, I thought, what, I'm gonna be in hip hop for the rest of my life. And I started teaching in this small city. Me and my cousin, we together were teaching, and we had such a big group of people, and it was such a nice time. But one day I was like, in 2013 I was finishing my medical school, and I was in that point when I didn't really know what to do next. I didn't really want to dance hip hop no more. I didn't really want to dance any of other street dances, and I was kind of lost. I didn't really know what to do. And that time I met a guy. Well, the story before that, when I was going to all these dance camps, because if I'm passionate about something, I want to dive deep into that thing. It doesn't matter what is that. If I start dancing, I want to know everything about dance. I want to train 24/7. If I'm passionate about social media right now, I just want to dive deep into social media to know everything about social media. It's just about me. It's which person I am. And when we went, because we were going to these dance camps every like 6 months, yeah, like every 6 months, like every summertime and winter time, one company in Russia, they always were doing some dance camps, and they just invited us, but they didn't invite us. We just go there, we pay money, and we go there and train. And first time I saw dance hall in one of these dance camp, because they try to bring all dances into that dance camp, like hip hop, house, popping, locking, walk, walking, dance hall. That time dance hall called Raga Jam. Don't ask me why. And that time dance hall wasn't really popular. People didn't know anything about dance hall that time, and we didn't know difference between old school, middle school, new school. We didn't know difference between, oh, we when we wanted to dance bogle dance, we did it this thing, like Rihanna did. Only after years I realized it's not the right way. It's not like bogle was dancing, but it's another story. And I saw dance hall, and my first experience with dance hall, I tried to take some classes. There are some different platforms, like, right? There are some different stages, like 2 or 3 stages, and you can choose where you go. All these 2 or 3 stages have different dance styles, and you just look at the schedule and you just choose where you want to go. I remember this. Once I tried to go to this dance hall when I was still hip hop dancer, and I was standing there, and these people were so happy. They were just doing this, flow as a bloom, sunlight, sunlight, Scooby Doo, Scooby Doo. I look at them and I was like, "Are you guys on drugs or something?" Because they all look so happy. They were doing some simple things like that, simple things like uh just clap and things like that, and they look so happy, and I couldn't understand that. I was like, I remember how I look at my cousin, because we always go together to these dance camps. I look at her and I say, "This dance, I will never ever dance in my life, because this dance looks so stupid." I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feeling right now. This is how I felt when I first met dancehall. Well, in 2013, I met a guy. I actually met him before that in one of the dance camp I went to. He was actually teaching dance hall. But I didn't like this guy at all, because he looked so, this narcissist, and he wanted attention, and he was too loud, and he was like when you see someone, you just understand the vibe. And when I saw this guy first time, I look at him, I was like, oh my god, I hate people like him. But after that, somehow in social media, he texted me, we started chatting, and he said like, let's meet, and we met. And I don't know what the hell was happening there, but after first meeting, I just fell in love. I just fell in love because he had something in him, in the way how he was passionate about dancehall and everything. And I look at him and I was like, guy, this dancehall thing is just, this dance looks so stupid. How you can even dance this? And I was literally laughing at him. And somehow I fell in love. And when you fell in love with someone, you just, especially first time, this big first love, you just want to know why this person likes something so much. This is what I was thinking. I was like, why this guy love this dance hall so much? And this relationship never ended up good, never. But I'm not gonna talk about this relationship so much because it wasn't healthy relationship. And your first love. Tell me who had the good first love. I don't know. It's not much people probably. Well, this guy actually made me to start dancing dance hall. Not him, but because I met him and because I fell in love with him and because I just wanted to understand why he loved this dance. And one time he told me about, here is some guy, my friend, he's teaching in Moscow and he's so great. And my plan was, because for me dancehall looks so easy and so stupid, and I was like, because I felt like, the less you dance, the more you feel like you are amazing dancer. The more you dance, the more you understand you know nothing about dancing. This is how you can understand if the person who is dancing is, which type of skills they have. It's not um every time with all people it's the same way, but for me it was like that. Like the less I dance, the more I feel more like, I know everything. And that time I felt like that, exactly like that. My ego was huge. And I was like, because this guy who I met and who I fell in love, he went to different country. He disappeared. I didn't see him. But I wanted to show him what I'm a great dancer. I wanted to show him what I'm gonna start dancing the dance hall and I'm gonna become the great dancer so quick. And this is how it happened actually, because I started training so hard. I remember this time when I was opening this, I was just typing in YouTube dance hall moves or something like that, dance hall steps, dance hall wherever, and I tried to find all these dance hall moves, and I couldn't understand anything. I was so mad because every time I watched these videos, I couldn't understand what they're doing. Because in hip hop, if you dance hip hop, crisscross, you just do the same move and everyone is doing the same move. It's kind of, hip hop is kind of structure. But dancehall is nothing about structure. It's just people do wherever they want. And even if you know about Bogle dance, Bogle was dancing his moves one way, and 10 other dancers, they're gonna dance it different way. And I couldn't get it. I couldn't understand why it's like that in dancehall. Well, I started dancing in this other guy group. I didn't fall in love with him. I was just dancing with him. He was my teacher. And I was training so hard. And after like couple of weeks or month or so, he start he was always giving us some choreography, and after that we were recording a video. And he started putting me on the first line, and I felt so good because I was like, yeah, this guy who I fell in love with, he gonna see it and he gonna be like, yeah, she's so nice, you know. Yes, I was that stupid. I know. You don't have to tell me how stupid I was. I know this. I know this. I was so young and it was my first love. Don't tell me these things, okay? And after about 3 months of my dancing journey in dancehall, I mean, 20 minutes past, okay. I'm about to finish now. After about 3 months, someone told me what they actually have, the dance camp, dance hall camp, not just dance camp but dance hall camp. It's where people dance hall 24/7. And they told me what in this dance hall camp they actually bring the Jamaican dancers, real Jamaican guys. You can imagine, like, for me, I was a girl. I didn't move to Moscow that time yet. I was a girl from the small city in Russia. Yes, it was near Moscow, but still, I didn't live in Moscow. I live in this small city, and this is the small city vibe. And for me, Jamaica, it was something, I don't know, like other planet, like Mars or something like that, because I didn't even think I can make it to Jamaica at least once in my life. Well, when someone told me what they have a dance hall camp and there are Jamaican dancers who gonna teach, I was like, I have to go there. And about like 2 weeks or one week before this camp, I asked my parents to give me money for that camp because they were supporting me on that dancing thing. And they gave me money, and I go to this dance hall camp. And after about 3 or 4 days, in this camp, I remember this day when I just sit. It was the big hall, big place and stage, and all dancers were dancing, were teaching on this stage, and a lot of people standing here. And about 3 or 4 days after we started this camp, I was sitting like that near the wall, and I was almost crying because the deeper I go into dance hall, the more lost I was. Here's why. Because again, when you dance in hip hop, let's say, I don't know how much right now, but let's say in hip hop you have less than 100 different moves, which actually have names like Running Man, Crisscross, SpongeBob, and all of that things. And in hip hop it's really easy to learn all these basics, but when you're a dancer you have to know the basics, because if you don't know these basics with this how you call it, fundament, I don't know if I spell it right, but this basic thing, you can dance, you can create anything, you have to know basic. And imagine, I was going to this dance hall camp and I was thinking, now I'm gonna come to this dance hall camp. And that time I knew about 50 or 70 dancehall moves. I learned them just in like 3 or 2 months, and I felt like a superstar. I felt like, yo, right now I'm gonna go to this camp and I'm gonna just boom. But 3 or 4 days after, I was sitting and almost crying because every class I take there was different moves, and my brain was like, I couldn't understand anything. I was so lost. But actually, after this first dancehall camp, I set myself a goal to go to Jamaica at least once. And only after 3 years after this first camp, I actually came to Jamaica. It was 2016. This is the first part. I think it's the perfect time to finish right here. And in my next video, I'm gonna tell you more about this first dancehall camp, what is going on there, who is really teaching there. Is that really Jamaican dancers going there and teaching there, or what is going on? And how things works in Russia, and how big dancehall in Russia and that side of the planet. Because dancehall in Russia, huge. We actually have dance workshops where you can see like 200, 500 people same time. This is crazy. Some people who actually even live in Jamaica, they don't even know how dance hall dance big outside of Jamaica. And I'm here to tell you everything I know about that. Thank you for watching this video. Please, if you have any comments, just leave it. Or if you just want to support me and say you watch this video and you like this story, I'm gonna be so happy because it's motivated me to make more and more videos. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.